You will have just seen a bit of a montage of things exploding because that's mostly what I'm working on at the moment. So I think in the last video we finished the outline of the dam. Really want to fix that bit. I might have a go at fixing that at some point, but mainly what I've been doing now is clearing out the inside so that it's got its full capacity. So I'm working originally on removing this inner donut, so that's what you will have seen, and also now some of the outer stuff, because what I figured is if the beavers have got a few places to run to place explosives while I'm placing the next lot, they can go and do the other thing. I have also replaced these floodgates now with the metal floodgates and these ones so that we can fill this area up and access the water that's in it. And that's working really well. I've automated this one floodgate, and this floodgate opens during a drought or a bad tide, and enough water flows out that the river stays full, we get a little bit of power, and it doesn't empty. So that's that. All of our contaminated beavers are no longer with us. Rest in peace. Let's not ask what happened to them, okay? And I've actually expanded the bot production over here because it seemed to be running more effectively over here, although we might want to do that. We might need to up our metal production here. Now, we have plenty of metal. We maybe just need more haulers. So we did have a bit of a decline in beaver population, shall we say, which was not at all related to the incident involving flooding and bad water. They all just decided they wanted to go live somewhere else. So yeah, you know, I'm not against that. They can make their own choices, shall we say. So let's put in some more haulers. But yeah, I need more bots. We need a lot more bots. And yep. So there's that. And we're also working on some power up here. So it's a bit of a work in progress, as you can see. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but we'll get there. So I'm working on getting things right. We probably just need to move these water pumps into here, and then we can have all of the water coming out of the back. I'll probably do that at some point. And I've got these poised ready for when a bad tide hits, because these will blast down to below this level, and so hopefully the bad tide will just come straight out of the back, and I'll then build floodgates once we've done that. If not, we'll build some floodgates down here somewhere, and we've got more water wheels coming, and I'm not sure how long to make this. I mean, a bit of me thinks we could just extend it all the way down here, and have a really long train of water wheels, because we've got a decent amount of height to drop away, and we could even then renew it with the bad water source over here, and maybe do something similar and have this one run this way over towards here. I've started but not really done a lot on, actually it'd probably be easier to come up here. I'd started putting a pathway in from here to get over to this mine, and also over to that corner of the map, because there's a mine over there as well, but I'd forgotten this one was so close, to put in a geothermal power plant. So we might have a go at doing that. Yeah, that's pretty much where we are at the moment. So, and I'm doing a bit of an update because it means that I can keep playing, and at the moment this game is my therapy. Life is very stressful at the moment, and I find playing Timberborn very relaxing. And so I spent quite a long time playing this last night, and I thought I'd better give you guys a bit of an update before I do loads more. We've got a mine in here. I don't know if we had this last time you were here. We've got 2 mines working now, which is good. So I think the rest of them we can, or at least one of them we should turn over to power, to tap into here, because this district is low on power. And this one is, to be honest. So if we could put a geothermal power plant in here. Not used this before. So I think the way it works is you put the cooling tower on top. So important things to note. Worker life expectancy minus 120%. You definitely want bots to be doing this, but it gives us 16,000 horsepower. So from water, essentially. So yeah, I think probably it would be something like, I don't know, we might need to do a bit of demolition work actually to be able to place it. No, that's it. You stick that on top, and yeah, that's what it is. And we need lots of gears and blocks and treated planks, but we also need to get to it, and I think probably it's going to be better to get to it from the main district, even though this one is closer. So probably what I need to say, probably an awful lot, is just run a path straight up here and over into this, and then we'll send some bots over to build it and work on it and stuff. But yeah, I think that would be a cool addition, and that will sort our power problems out. Obviously, we're going to need some long power lines, but something we have that I've not used, we have bridges and we have tunnels, and these are basically just 2 blocks either end. So you know, you can just kind of use them to span places like that. It would work like that. It doesn't matter that there's not, you know, we could do it like that. It's kind of how it's meant to be. So yeah, we've got some options. And if we could bring power into here, this would be a huge power bank then that we're not filling at the moment. And then maybe run power. Actually, maybe that would work. We run power across there into there, and then from here down into here. That's probably a good option. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on. And yeah, I just thought I'd better doing a bit of an update before I make too much progress. So I will be back. I missed a bit there as well. Very annoying. Anyway, I'll be back. It is 2 cycles later, actually pretty much exactly, which is kind of random. And I've been working on placing explosives still. So we will continue with a bit of explodering, and then we'll go have a look at the geothermal plant, which is in, but has presented us with a little bit of a challenge that we need to deal with. So I've got some stuff set up for that. I've also been cutting out this corner, so just kind of expanding the size of the reservoir, I guess. So we are going to need to drop that by another 3, but probably what I'll work on is getting all of this lot down to the same level, and then we can just place the explosives in one big hit. I don't want to make it any deeper than it is now, because that just seems excessive. Not actually sure we can go any deeper. No, we can't anyway, so we're not going to. But this gives us a huge volume of water, and actually it's more than enough so that when the bad tide or the drought kicks in and we just open this floodgate up, it just keeps a constant stream of water flowing through the river system, which is kind of what we want. Over here, we've got more water wheels in. We had a drought and I put in the floodgates to deal with the bad tide. They sort of work. I've only got that in at the moment because we get a runoff and I don't want it running off into the water supply here. So we've got a bunch of wheels in. They are generating a couple of thousand horsepower, and we have a number cruncher here and another number cruncher going in. And that is to address our problem. I am going to extend this. I'll keep working on this slowly in the background. I think we're just going to keep running it along here. Looks like we're going to need to shift it across a little bit or kind of reprofile this. I put in a lumberjack flag to start clearing the trees, but with a bad tide coming, actually I could make that a bot one, couldn't I? And then I could keep it running, because we do have quite a lot of bots now. Wow, we are up to, in total, nearly 1,000 workers, citizens, something like that. So I've been constantly, I've put more number crunchers here as well. I've been constantly shuffling bots around, so we have 20 spare bots here at the moment. So let's just have a quick check of the other districts. We're good there, and over here we are got some spare, so actually we can just leave them. Let's speed the time up so we get into the daylight. Over here, I've expanded the forest because we are cutting trees down as quickly as they grow. So I put a forester here to plant this area up, and it's also let us expand the mangroves, and another forester here. And I'm working on removing these two mountains, and we might have to channel some water across here. But yeah, we do not appear to be producing enough logs, even with this really large forested area. So the other thing actually that I'm working on over here is removing this so we can expand the forestry here as well. Now let's go look at the fun stuff. So, and I'll take you, we'll work our way towards it. So we've constantly had a challenge in this district about producing enough power. So what I've done is I've built a little bit of a power connection that runs across here. We lost a little bit of crop, and then it runs along the channel that feeds this and is not yet connected up, but we can connect up to the farming district, which also has a challenge with power in that it is not producing enough. And then what we've done is I built these two large horizontal framed flywheels, but they never get to store any power. So what we've done is we've got a connection coming at the top. We've got a power shaft bridge connecting to another power shaft bridge, and then that connects over to our geothermal plant, which is built. Yep, so the things to bear in mind with that are that it reduces work life expectancy by 120%. And the challenge we have is that it requires 50,000 sites to unlock, and we only have 21,000. When this finished building, we only had 12. I have not activated it yet, but what I have done is built a bank of 12 number crunchers over here. So I was able to unlock the cooling tower, which takes in treated planks and metal and generates water. And I guess the idea is that water then goes into the hot dry rock geothermal turbine. But basically this takes water and produces power. So we have a water tank here. So we're not necessarily dependent on this generating water. And this is hooked up. So you can see power goes in the corner here, which is why we've got this weird connection. We've got some bot charging stations over here. And so this is connected to this district, and we're going to turn it on in a moment. Let's just go have a quick look at the bad tide. So what should have happened is, these floodgates have opened to let the bad tide just flow off into the map. This floodgate is open to let water into the river system, and actually we could just have both of these stay open. Because it doesn't really matter because it's controlled by this one. So, this provides some water flow to keep things flowing, basically, and it keeps everything topped up and generating a little bit of power. But you probably see that now we are borderline on our power generation. I have added in. I just had to go and deal with a not feeling great dog. I have added in 6 more engines to help with the power, but hopefully with the geothermal plant those will be able to switch off. Also added in 6 more builders huts and 2 more hauling posts for all of the spare bots that we have. And I am thinking about adding in another hauling post here to help shift the food out, because we have quite a lot stocked up over here. So actually let's put that in before we move on to the next job. So we'd have to come along here and out here, and then like that. And we can do not a hauling post, a district crossing. And we can do that. And that will give us more hauling capacity to move food out of the farming district. Do we have So we're going to need to increase that to 116, which is fine because I think we have plenty of spare beaverage now. So let's just check where I've updated that. We're a few short there, but it'll be in a hauling post, which is absolutely fine. So yeah, I think that's okay. Now let's just have a quick peek over here. How we're doing. Yeah, so we're okay for beavers. That's good. Right, back to this geothermal plant. I've been faffing enough. Let's actually get this thing running and hooked up. So, yeah, is that the district boundary? I guess that's the district boundary. Yeah, okay. Different. Anyway, let's turn this thing on. So yeah, we need to generate another 28,000 science to be able to convert this over. So I put some housing over here. I've got some food over here. But yeah, basically these bots are going to suffer. Not bots, beavers. You know, they're going to be affected by the radiation. And we have got bots in here. So I unlocked this one first. I don't remember what it cost. And I should probably have unlocked this one first. So what we need is them to bring water in. And this will start generating power. And then we will turn on all of the number crunchers. So, and then we'll connect it to the main area, and that will have 2 of our districts connected. This I'm going to, once this can be bots, I'm going to split it off into a separate district. There is bot charging over here, so that'll just be easier, I think, if it's its own small district. I did a lot of reprofiling of the terrain and stuff to get this built, but there we go. So this is generating 1600 HP pretty much instantly and charging up the thingy. So that's good. I'm wondering if this is a bit like the old engines where you don't actually need beavers working in here. You can actually have it prioritized by haulers and it'll work, but we'll see. We'll see. Main thing is we are indeed generating power, so that's good. Obviously didn't do enough work through the day to get it completely filled up. So I think the first thing we're going to do before we switch on the number crunchers, we are going to connect the 2 districts. So and put everything else in place except this last universal power connection. So we'll get that built. And that will join these 2 power lines. So at the moment you can see they are indeed separate. This is paused because of the height of the water. I adjusted slightly the level that it should sit at. So the air switched off occasionally to save some power. But yeah, this is running, and it looks like the hauler bots are actually working in it. So we could do is a little bit sneaky is we are short. If we'd have to play with priorities, I think, to find where we have bots or beavers assigned but don't have enough to do that. That might have, yep, there we go. So in theory now, we shouldn't have a problem as long as the haulers keep putting water in. And then this is producing water. And in theory, we don't need this running. He just sits at the top there. That might be the thumbnail. I mean, in theory, as long as this has got water, it's fine. So we kind of don't need this on, to be honest. As long as we're bringing over enough water, we could just have water being pumped out of here. But that means we are charging these up now. This will get built. It's kind of a slow process. Yeah, it's kind of a slow process. We don't have much building capacity over in this farming district. It's a farming district, not a building district. So there we go. We need one more gear and we can get that built. Our additional hauling post is up and running, which is great. We're going to be getting even more product to move out. I'm not putting more trains in. I did not enjoy the experience of using those. So yeah, I didn't feel like they were particularly effective at shifting stuff around the map. I think the crossings are much better. So yeah, there we go. So we are now providing a lot more power than we need. So that's good. That's good. And that should mean we can charge up these massive flywheels and have just huge amounts of stored capacity to keep everything running. And now we can start cranking out the science. Because that's what we need, or research points. But yeah, hopefully that means our research points are going to start going up significantly quicker. That would be good. As soon as we get to 50,000, we'll swap this over to bots, although actually I don't think it's going to be having an effect because of the way that we've kind of frigged it. Yeah, so I think we're good. Yeah, this guy's just generating water, and hopefully this generates enough water to keep this running. And I guess this generates 20 water every 3 hours. And this consumes... I would have to do the maths. I don't feel like it at the moment. Yeah. It's okay. So yeah, I put housing over here so that... actually, we don't need that, because we're not actually making use of any organic beavers. So that is good. Science is going up at a rate. And our power grid is pretty closely balanced. Actually, now I've turned these on. Once we've got the 50,000 science, we won't need all of these on. So that's very cool. Super happy with that. First time using one of those, and it's great. It's great. And yeah, we are going to be good for power now, I think. So these will switch off once our batteries are fully charged. So the next project, I think, is I'm going to continue dealing with clearing this out and this side. Did I show you? Tunnels are waterproof, so I put a tunnel in through the boundary wall, and that lets the beavers keep coming in, which is kind of funky, but we might change that round. Yeah, and then I want to get the inside cleared out, and then I might set some stuff up so we can be generating power off of this. I wonder what would happen if I opened 2. Would it go down too quickly? I don't think it would, you know. And it'll give us a bit more flow. So this one is set up to attach stream gauge. Everything's attached to that. No, it's attached to that stream gauge. We want to disable, and then I need... I'm copying the settings from the other one. That'll be 2% and 0. And then if we go into basic, we want... Okay, so we want that. And that'll open 2 of them up, and we'll see what that does for... It'll give us a bit more flow, and which is probably a good thing. You know, we the water wheels don't run continuously when we're in drought mode, so that's good. I think there would be benefit in trying to get power from the big grid into this district, because this one is pretty borderline. And ultimately it would be good to connect them all up. This one is actually now pretty borderline because we've got the 3 in. So actually it's way under. I did open up the second one. I've added in a few more bad water pumps as well because we're pretty borderline on that. But we probably need to get a few more power wheels in. I did consider, and I might, running a line of them along here or this way. Either works. We could also connect up to the power up here. Although this is producing a lot less at the moment. So with the floodgates open, it comes through this way. It does tend to damage a load of our blueberries, but the trickle is then much slower and it just falls off the side of the map or kind of stays there. So yeah. Once we've got it all set up properly, we'll have it so that if it's a bad tide, it diverts off the side of the map down here somewhere. It's a good time it floats in. So yeah, well, I'll keep working on that. But basically, I just put in silly numbers of number crunchers and actually probably what I should do is maybe try and balance this out a little bit. I mean, each of these is what, 500 horsepower. Actually, we really can't run any of those, it would appear, because I have also increased the number of plank and gear workshops because we were really borderline on gears. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to carry on playing now and get a bunch more stuff done. And I'm super pleased with how this is working. It's so good. It's so very good. It's producing plenty of power, doing good things for us. So our batteries are almost charged. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I will be back with you guys in a bit. Welcome back. I know you haven't been anywhere. I have. So a bit more explosives to place. I've just been doing lots of this, predominantly lots of placing explosives. We did get to the point where I had 50,000 science, and I have, where are we? I have unlocked the hot to dry rock geothermal turbine for bots. I'm keeping this running to regenerate our research points. I've also put in 2 more of these large horizontal framed flywheels, and they are beginning to charge up. The original 2 are fully charged. I thought I would just give us a bit more resiliency to any growing power needs or anything, and it would be cool to have 690,000 power stored. Then when we start to attach to the other district, will be good, and we can manage that. I've not worked out yet how I'm going to get power to the other district. So over here, we are working on knocking this down a level. So we'll detonate this. We can get rid of that then. We can put the missing piece of explosives there. And we can... We're going to need a bit of path, actually. So we're going to need to delete you. And run a little bit of path just to the point where we can place that furthest explosive. Yep, that's good. So we're doing well on clearing this side down. We're going to knock this down a level. I did make a mistake earlier. I did this and said we can't blow this down any further. It's actually because it's too far away. We go in here. We can. So we could make this deeper. I don't think we need to. This is an insane volume of water. I did, in fact, open all 3 of these up during the last bad tide or drought, and we were fine. So, yeah. So they're going to get those placed over here. I am working on extending the terraforming. And I probably need actually to put some path along here so they can get to it, and we'll put in a few more water wheels. Looks like I need to... Now there's a question for you. We might actually need that step down, so I might have placed too much. So what we will do very quickly is we will delete those. I might actually move the step down back. No. What I was thinking of doing, and it might not work brilliantly actually if we want to place, because I was going to put a tunnel through here. I think actually what we'll do is we will put in a set of ladders there. Actually going to blast all of that out. And we'll do that so we get some folding. And that means actually I need to lower a load of this. I am using so much explosives on here, it's crazy. Actually, we need that path there, or we do the explosives first. Looks like they can build that anyway, and we are going to need to get up here, or ultimately we're going to need a path along here to do the building. So maybe this is kind of a long-term thing. We do the terraforming that we need to do to that level, and then we can reach up and place the explosives. I think that works. We'll leave a gap and then we'll put explosives along there. Others down here. There we go, and then a path all the way along there, and then they can reach up one level to place those explosives, and then once they've placed those explosives and we've detonated them, we can do those explosives. So that should all go in okay. We're only going to, we can remove one of those. Good. They can get to all of those. Yeah, they can. So that's okay. Still cutting down trees down here. Over here, actually, this is the other big-ish change that I've made. I've reprofiled this so that we can put some more power wheels along here. And if we now detonate this, so you'll be able to see there's a step down into this, so it should flow faster. We'll block this off as well. But for now, what I want to do is start placing the large water wheels so that we can increase our power generation capacity. And then we'll work our way back along this side. And then what we'll do is we'll connect in here, is what I thought, because that brings us in to the main power grid. In fact, we can do that now with a universal power shaft, one of them. What's that one called again? Vertical to straight power shaft. So yeah, they should be able to get all of those built. We will actually, given that we're doing that, we can now as well. This district's got a lot of jobs going. We should probably expand the hauling and building capacity over here. I'm assuming you've got lots of spare bots, so let's just, we've got plenty of space over here. Just run a path up there and throw in 1, 2, 3, 4 builders' huts. We'll high prioritize these in a moment. It's going to use up 16, and then if we throw in a hauling post, and we will, let's low prioritize that. Let's high prioritize building them, and that will speed things up because, yeah, they're doing a lot. They're doing an awful lot. So if we detonate that, and I think we can probably remove the path back to there, and we will do that. And yeah, that'll work. So yeah, this should hopefully help with our power grid, which is a little bit short now. It's a little bit short. Over here, we are progressing with clearing down these hills so we can put trees in. So, well, oh, I missed one. This happens. There we go. Hopefully they can get to that. Delete that. Delete the randomly curved path. We're probably going to need a bit of path going into here, and then we will cover this in explosives. I mean, actually, if I was being sensible, I would just put a double there, wouldn't I? And that would do that in one go. Let's all of that in, and then I'm hoping that we can plant all of this area with trees, which is good. These are getting there. They are getting there. So yeah, it's all, you know, it's all a process. All a process. So what I would like to do is I need to work out, connect the power from over there to here. Probably what I can do maybe is come up out of the side of one of these, because this is all one power grid now, and run along here and into this water wheel. I think that's feasible. That might be a job for the next video. For some reason we have a lot of hungry beavers. Where are you, hungry beaver? Yeah, I guess you just haven't. Why are you starving? Just go get yourself some food. There's loads of it. There we go. You're not starving now. You were just exaggerating, like a kid. I'm starving. You're not. You just didn't go and get your dinner. Let's get that in, and then we can clear all that. You can see I've been doing this in as it's placed, which meant I've missed a few bits. It's a bit frustrating. We'll get them. We will get them. So that's all in. So let's detonate you. I can't get the one under there without deleting the platform. And I don't particularly want to delete the platform, so we might do that one a bit later, once we've got most of the rest figured out. Yeah, I mean, we're not exactly short of volume of stored water. It's a shame you can't have boats, isn't it? Yeah, but for the beaver recreation, like the swimming pool, but with boats. The trees over here grew and were cut down, so which is good. And these aren't having to run as often. They're only running at the moment because they're charging up these monstrous generators. So yeah, once they're charged, all of the engines will probably switch off. Yeah, you'll see they very, very quickly get these jobs done like that. So we can now detonate this, and I should hopefully have put in the staircase. Yep, going down to the last level. We can then put in some path to get to the bit that the beavers couldn't previously reach, which they now can. And we can put in another layer of single dynamite. So, and that will be this corner then just needing to all go down one more chunk off. I believe it's 3. Yeah. So, obviously this side we are still working on. We will, I will delete that and put in a triple dynamite, and we can go around blowing up these little edge pieces that I'd placed, just so that we end up with something kind of resembling what we want. This is another missed bit there. If someone would come and build this, there we go. So this side is a bit messier, to be honest. It is a bit messier. So we need to take that area down another 3. We need to clear up all of this mess on the inside. I might work on that in the next video as well. Get it neatened up, because that's a bit of a faff. But we'll work on getting that neatened up, and then we'll take it all down the level it needs to go. I think that'll work probably over here. Yep, they've already placed most of this explosives. It all happens so quickly on here. We're at the point now where we're seeing what, just over 900 beavers. Though I remember when I did the previous normal series, that 1,000 beavers was the goal, and it feels like we're quite a long way from being finished on it. I don't know what kind of the end game is on here. I do want to have most of the map doing stuff, and we've got an entire, quarter. It's pretty barren at the moment, so yeah, that is definitely something that we will be looking at trying to change as we go. Exploit was the word that I was thinking of, but I'm not sure that's the right word. Right, you're all done, so you can be deleted. They should now be able to place all of those explosives. They are working on doing that, so that's great. Yeah, I mean, I think my thoughts with managing good versus bad water is we'll have it set up so there are some floodgates. Good water will fall this way, bad water will fall that way. Or bad water will just keep going. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm not sure how long to make this. At the moment, we're just generating excess power, and really, we should be thinking about a way to connect it down to here, but that will take a little while. Probably prioritize the connectivity into the rest of the grid. We probably don't want to build you yet, actually. You can be built, and you can be built, and again, it's an extra few 100 HP, which might push us into the positive. I had to pause the number crunches that I built over here because we just weren't generating enough power. So the other thing that I'm wondering is if we should terraform down here to keep the flow limited to where we have water wheels. And that would look something like that. And that might get even more power out of these. Yeah, obviously once there's pairs of water wheels, the flow will be better as well, because at the moment it kind of flows around rather than through. Work on that. Yeah, we are slowly putting some power back into the flywheel, which is very cool. And I think we're nearly done for today, or for this week. I'm kind of, with these videos, tending to find that I'm kind of limited on the amount of time that is available in the week to do stuff. So, but yeah, we'll let the beavers work on this side now. If they put in we've still got 12 spare. So I I'm going to increase this by 5. Yeah, so there's a few spare. Right, we can detonate that. I have thought about doing a kind of challenge series at some point where I'm not allowed to use explosives. Because there's a lot of explosives used in Timberborn. I think that might be interesting. The other one that I've thought is, you often see people doing the checkerboard pattern for growing trees. And I've thought about doing one where I'm not allowed to have foresters. So all the trees have to grow naturally. That might be one that I do after I've finished this series, because I think it's going to be another one where I end up having to play for quite a long time to achieve stuff. We have a lot of stored power, which is good because we can then regenerate our. We are regenerating our science, which means I can then put in a control tower over here. Which I hadn't done before because I was aware of the fact that we were short of science. Yeah. In fact, if I go over here, we'll finish this bit off and then we'll call it a day. I think that should work with how quickly beavers do stuff. Or bots. Have an army of bots working. Our wood situation could be better, which is kind of surprising, but you know, we do have like a couple of 1,000 planks, 1,000 treated planks, 600 gears, so yeah, lots of bot parts as well, which is good. Yeah, we're a bit short on limbs actually, so it's funny. I know you probably watch JC the Beard if you watch my Timberborn videos. If you don't, you should, because they're good. And he always talks about the fact that in theory you only need one of each, but it never works that way. And this is a classic example of it. You know, we've got 200 chassis, 80 heads, and 3 limbs. Yeah, things never work out exactly with the maths in Timberborn. You know, you're down to, we're at the mercy of whether each factory is being supplied everything perfectly, and it tends to be that one always lags behind. I found on every save, whatever it is. So, and while we're waiting for, and then we need to do. But while we're waiting, let's actually check which district. So yeah, there's only 2 sets of limbs in here. So if we go in here, you'll probably find we've got chassis, limbs, heads. Sure, there's another one down there. Heads. So let's change you to be limbs and see if that helps. So I always like when I'm late game for bots to add an extra factory bot parts so that you can account for that variation that you seem to get on what gets produced versus what's needed. I'm hoping that while we wait, let's just whiz over here. This district is actually in a similar position, and this does have kind of balanced factories. So whether I build an extra one, or I mean, they seem to be doing okay, but we could probably do with some more limbs. So a bit of me wants to change you to be limbs for a little while. Someone remind me to change that back when I'm playing next time. I will hold you all responsible if I forget. So the last thing we want to do is delete that stuff and stick one there. Yeah, that'll be this corner cleared out. So basically, we've got a couple stray bits to do, and then this whole thing needs to go down by 3. And I think what I might do is just put a bunch of access points in so that they can do that much quicker. It's having the single path is sometimes a bit of a limitation. So I mean, they didn't actually build it. Not one of you can build it. You good bot. So we will just finish up with a quick explosion, very quick explosion. There we go. So yeah, this time we have sorted power, maybe slightly cheatily with the mod that is the geothermal power plant. But yeah, let me know what you think. Comments, questions, suggestions below, and I will see you next time.